Okay, everybody, welcome to Monday's update on EURUSD. As you know, for those following me here for a while, EURUSD is a new pair that we are looking at, and we're looking to monitor this as we go on. So we're going to be giving out signals for EURUSD and just nice high probability setups. Not every single setup, just the highest and the best ones. So first things first, we've got quite a few new updates coming on. So on Discord, we've got a new section for EURUSD. All right, so here we're going to be posting our videos, our breakdowns, our market analysis. We're going to be having chats about when to enter, when not to enter, how it's going. We're also going to be posting our profits. So if we take a look at the profit wall, we had our last Bitcoin trade 234%, 90%, 585%. So nice, decent trades. So we've got people here benefiting from these signals. Obviously, we've got our Bitcoin group that is ongoing. All right. So if you do want to get involved, feel free, just join it and you will automatically be entered into the new members group where you can get some timely signals. As you know, personally here, I preach, and I love to preach that, in order to be successful as a trader, you must spend time mastering, and really put a lot of energy into mastering risk management. All right. How much are you risking per trade? Are you following your guidelines? Are you risking, 1% or less? Are you using market structure to enter your trades? Are you de-risking your trades properly? Make sure you are doing these things, because if you are not, this is the quickest way to blow your account. And coming from someone who thought trading was easy, coming from someone who placed their first trade years ago, on my first trade probably made about $2,000, maybe $3,000. And I thought, man, this is the easiest thing I've ever done in my life. But I learned the hard way, and I learned through experience that you do have to make sure you are following these strict guidelines. Otherwise, the worst thing you can do is early on in your trading career actually, be quite successful, place decent trades. That's probably the worst thing that can happen to you, because you fail to actually understand what it requires to place these trades on a consistent basis. So that's why what I've done then is I've put together a nice lot size calculator on the website. Currently working on this to get this live, so you will be able to access your own personal lot size calculator, which can give you an idea of your position size based on your account size, give you an idea of what you should be risking in order to just enter your trades and monitor your trades in a more responsible way. So this is, I don't know if this is live, it may be live in the next few days, but this is definitely in the works for the website. And this is absolutely free. So if you go on the website, tradejournal.co.uk, you'll be able to access this for yourself. So right, let's get into the market. Let's see what EURUSD has been up to. So EURUSD on a monthly, obviously it's had the uptrend, higher highs, higher lows. And then what it's done after that, it's decided to break structure. So it went higher highs, higher lows. Then it broke structure bearishly to this level here. And after it got to that level, it said, well, do you know what? I'm going to have a first tap, I'm going to form a range, and I'm going to enter a second tap for a nice long. All right. And after it did that, it said, you know what? Forget going up. I'm going to go down. I'm going to break structure bullishly, and then I'm going to break structure bearishly. By the way, EURUSD loves to do this. It loves to create this diverging market structure where you've got a bull trend line and a bear trend line that's diverging. You see it does it there. It kind of does it here. And again, here we've got converging actually. All right, so it does it here. So you can see it kind of likes that sort of market structure, especially on the monthly. Well, this happened quite a while back, so this is no use for us right now. So why don't we take a look at this decisional leg to see what's more recent and what Euro, I can't speak today, what EURUSD, I can't say that word, what EURUSD is up to. So we're going to zoom in and look at this on the daily. On the daily, we have this last bear, expansion leg. And in this expansion leg, we can see a nice little swing low, swing high, swing low. Okay, but this is ages ago, so we're still going to zoom in to see what's happening. So why don't we analyze the second half of this leg to see what's transpired? So if we take a deeper look at the second half of that leg, we can see that we've had a clear downtrend all the way from the top, printing lower lows and lower highs all the way from the top, right, leaving us here. And then what happened? Well, we had a break in structure, a bullish break in structure. Now this bullish break in structure took place here. And then what happened after that? Well, we had a break in structure here. That last lower high was taken, and then we had another little mini break over there, and that's where we're currently at. Now, what's worth saying is we need to look at the nature of these breaks. The nature of breaks will tell you so much about the momentum in the market. So what do I mean by that? Well, what I like to call it the amplitude of the break-in structure. So what we can see here, if we measure the amplitude of this break-in structure, we can see we've got about a 6% break on the way up. And here we've got about a 1% break on the way up. What does this tell me? This tells me we have waning strength in terms of our uptrend. What does this suggest? If you've got an uptrend, if you throw a ball up in the air and all of a sudden this ball starts to decrease. For those of you out there who studied physics, all right, if you had a ball, okay, you've got a platform, If you throw a ball in the air, okay, now this ball goes in that direction. What happens as this ball gets to the peak? As the ball gets to the peak, guess what? The velocity starts to decrease. As the velocity starts to decrease, what does this tell you? This is telling us that we are reaching a turning point. And when we reach that turning point where the velocity is, at its lowest point, what happens? It changes direction, and it changes direction down. So that's kind of the same with price action. So if we see what we have here is increasing, amplitude of break, 6%, but we have a decreasing amplitude of break, 1%. What's that telling us? Price is about to turn around. Now it could turn around or it could turn into a range, and that's what we see here. We see that price, instead of turning around, has said, right, we're going to form a nice little range here. And that's what we can see. All right, so market structure tells you so much about what the price is going to do next. So it's really important to understand market structure to a very good level before you start trading, okay? Market structure is king, don't forget that. So we've got our range over here, and guess what we see again? We've got a diverging market structure. Surprise, surprise. Euro USD loves to do this. All right, so what have we got now? So we've got a nice range, all right, but this range is far away. This was the range high was set in July 23. The range low was set in October 23. Last year. We need something more recent. We need a trade today. We need a trade right now. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to look at the market structure in terms of the more internal market structure of this range. We have our external range, we have our internal range, and then we have another internal range, and I'm pretty sure we've got another internal range over there. So this looks like, those images you see in those optical illusions where you've got a box within a box within a box within a box, or sometimes like a circle within a circle within a circle within a circle within a circle. That's what ranges like to do. Ranges within ranges within ranges within ranges, and that's what we're seeing right here. So let's get rid of this. I digress. Let's take a look at what this range is doing. So if we think about our most relevant range, this higher range isn't that relevant. This range isn't that relevant. This range was relevant. Okay, it was relevant. And within this range, we said we had our range high and our range low. We had our market structure trending liquidity on the way down, which suggests that we may get a reaction up. We can see if we follow this trend line and look at this perhaps on a 1 hour, we can see our clear trend line, bear trend line, which, remember, in order to get a change in market, structure, in order to get a transition, you must wait to see a trend line break. All right, so what we have here is our bear trend line, and we're looking to see whether it's broken. Well, really and truly, it's not yet broken. We just actually got a reaction off that trend line. I'm only just seeing that. We got a reaction off that trend line. We failed to hit the zone at the top, and we failed to hit the zone at the bottom. All right. So we got a nice reaction off that trend line, which I'm sure some of you would have caught. The trend line traders out there, I'm sure you'd have caught that. Well, we've got a nice range here now. All right. And this range is all we've got, and this range is all we're going to play. So what has happened as we got into that range? Well, we had, as I said, our clear downtrend, printing lower lows and lower highs. We had our last lower high, we dipped in, we didn't quite touch our zone, we didn't touch our demand zone, unfortunately, so the alerts didn't go off, but we broke structure as a result. What do we expect after breaking structure? Perhaps a lower high, perhaps a high low for some more continuation upwards. Okay, but don't forget, price does what it wants. You might think, all right, price is definitely going to do this, but price does what it wants. So don't be 100% married to any idea when it comes to trading. What you can do is stack the probabilities in your favor. So what are the probabilities saying right now? Well, they're saying we have a range. We have our range here, we have our range high and our range low. So what are my next trades? I'm looking to sweep this range low. Not only am I looking to sweep this range low, I'm looking to sweep it with a nice dip into our demand zone. Remember, this demand zone hasn't been tagged yet. It's confluent with our POC as well as our golden ratio. So that's what I'm looking out for. Nice little sweep there to take us up. That would be a nice play. Next, I'm looking for a reaction off this range high. Now, if this reaction off this range high, I'm going to bring this down here. And if this reaction off this range high actually dips into that 4-hour supply that we've got above, that would be beautiful. That would be lovely, but it's kind of unlikely. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But if it does dip in and then changes market structure, that would be fantastic. All right. I'll be looking to short that all the way down, at least maybe to these lows over here. All right. So that will be our next trade as well. Now, what else are we looking out for? Well, we've got this 45-minute zone underneath. All right, that's also a trade. But in terms of my local trade, that's what I'm looking out for. Now, we can investigate this range internally to see whether we've got, any sort of, plays, any range model plays over here. And if we did that, I'm going to get rid of that. If we did that, we can actually see, just based off of looking at the market structure here, we can see that we have a 1-hour zone here. All right, we have a 1-hour zone here, and that's exactly where we are at the moment. Now this 1-hour zone, we're going to just label it. We're going to call it a 1-hour zone. Now this zone seems to be where we are at the moment. So this is a level to watch, in all honesty, because if we think about our range, we've got the premium of our range and we've got the discount of our range. We're looking to short in premium and long in discount. All right, so we are in a premium section. So really and truly, any trade here is viable. So I will look at this level to see, are we going to get a change in market structure here? Let's see if we've got one already. Well, let's see. We're at the zone at the moment. Let's see what market structure is saying. Market structure says we've got a high, we've got a low, we've got a high, we've got a low. We have wicks that high. All right. So now in this case, if we lose this level over here, if we lose this last high low over here, if we do something like this where we come down and retrace, I would be entering on that retest over there. So that would be a decent place for me to enter a trade. But looking at market cipher, I must say it looks quite bullish. We've just had a green dot and we've also got money flow going quite steeply upwards. So looking at market cipher does not look like it's about to have a change, a bearish change. Now what if this happens? What if this wave perhaps comes here, giving us that nice downtrend, as well as money flow coming down? And whilst we do that, what if we print out just not a little high, tiny high, giving us that uptrend? Now that would be a nice place to enter that short. All right, so I actually think it's worth looking at that zone as well. So I'm going to pop our short signal there, but we're not just entering that, we're looking for our confirmations, a change in market structure from going from higher highs and high lows to lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so where are our trades? Our next trade, we've got our long from the range bottom, our short from the range top. We've got an internal zone that we're watching at the moment to see what happens. Now obviously, we've also got another zone here, as we can see. We've got another zone here, so there is reason for price to carry on going up. There is reason. Of course, you've got the ultimate reason, which is to sweep this high. Okay, so don't get married to this idea, but do you watch it? If you get the change in market structure, take it. All right, now as far as Euro USD goes, I can finally say it properly. As far as Euro USD goes, that's what we're looking out for. As we said, if we zoomed out, obviously we've got our global range high and lows that we're looking out for. But in terms of our plays right now, this is what we're looking out for. Well, let's see. Look at this nice trend line. Now look at this nice trend line. This is a nice trend line. This is a nice trend line, and this is a nice trend line because it's not been broken yet. All right. What do we know about trend lines of liquidity? Usually, they are a signal of where price is going to turn to next. So in the case that we do break this trend line bullishly, in the case we break this trend line, maybe react off this zone and get a retracement here, that will be a nice place to enter along as well. All right. And if that happens, we'll be looking to drive that to at least the top of this higher range. And that will be a nice juicy trade. All right. So let's keep an eye on that as well as the price action, progresses, because that will be another key zone for ourselves. Well, in terms of Euro USD, honestly, that's all I'm looking out for. That's what I believe, in my opinion, the best plays as far as probability goes. I'm sure you're going to find tiny trades and tiny scalps here and there, but those are the best trades I would be looking out for based on the way I trade. All right. So if you found this information useful, if you found this content educational in any way, shape, or form, don't forget to hit that follow button as well as the boost. All right. We're trying to get this content to as many people out there to assist their trading and help them become better traders. All right. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow.